Hey everybody, it is Obscurities with Miniatures with High Lord Tamberlane here, and today we have the newest and probably most frustratingly obnoxious new creature caster model, which means awesome sauce for me. This is the Suzerain of Desire, or the easier name, the Twins. Let's take a look inside. I haven't even looked inside yet, so I don't know what I'm getting myself into. A part. There's a part here. Okay. This thing looked complex. Not as complex as their crazy Zinchian one. I did snip the bag prior to filming. Okay, is this a 60mm base? It looks like a 60mm base. We'll double check that later. Okay. Big, long part. Oh my gosh. I'm afraid I'm going to have to do some heating up. Okay, so here is the main parts of the body, and you can see they're actually totally intertwined and all their goodiness is in between there. And they're going to interlock somewhere on the base like that. Yeah. Okay. I'm really curious how tall this is going to end up. So we'll put those there. These are parts of their wings or a cloak or something that goes in between all of these big spiny appendages. And then there's the bag. What's in the bag? A lot. A lot is in the bag. Okay, so you get two different versions of the male's face. He's got these holes there because he's going to have the female twin nestled up right beside him. Some limbs. Long hook bits that thankfully didn't break. I have no idea where they're going to go. More spiky parts. And ever so delicately, oh my goodness. More spikes. Even thinner spikes. Elbows or arm joints of some sort. Okay, there is one of the staffs. There are two staff options. You have a very Zinchian moon-like topper, and then you have this weird pustule, I don't know what, viscera thing going on with a bunch of spikes as well. To me, this set of twins with the name of Desire makes me think of, well, Slanesh. You can see the sister's face right there. I'm assuming that's his sister. More spikes. You guessed it, more spikes. I think these are the sister's arms. And more spikes. Still more spikes. Yep. Out of focus, spikes. Come on. Work with me here, spikies. Okay. And another one. And one that got loose. And it probably came from this sprue. And then the torsos of the two of them intertwined. Well, so you can see I've got a lot of work right here I'm going to have to deal with. I'm thinking I'm going to start with the body, and we will attach the heads and the arms, and we'll just kind of go from there, hopefully, and figure it out. So we'll do a little bit by bit, I'm thinking. So wish me luck. I'm going in blind, and hopefully I will figure this out. Who knows? All right, we got progress here. So we started putting the actual torso together, and you can see here I went with the more demonic head, and we've got the parts attached there. I figured out that the tail is actually a two-piece part that you need to connect. Where is it? There it is. Little hidden spot there on the base. And again, all those little circles and holes that you guys can see where a lot of the parts are supposed to connect, those are to help you actually pin everything into place. You can just drill those spots out directly and use whatever your choice of metal pins are. Okay. This is the fun part. I keep trying to figure out. Sometimes they want to go together nice and easily, and sometimes I have no idea what I'm doing. And they don't want to. There we go. Okay, they decided to cooperate that time. Cool. So you have a choice besides the head. I went with the more demonic head here. There is a more kind of pretty boy face. There is also your choice of weapons for the sister behind his back. Obviously, I got the dagger there. Just wanted to show you guys. So the next step, I figured out somewhere. We put on the lower sets of arms. You can see the more insect-like ones. And this is going to attach like so. Is it this one? No, it's not even that one. I'm mumbling to myself. Where did I put the other one? I don't know. Ah, there it is. Okay, this is the correct one. So the way you can tell these apart, this one has a open hole on the bottom, whereas this one is a closed oval for the lower kind of weird blade-like appendages. This is going to connect like that and line up at an angle. And then you're going to have this robe-like piece actually connect to everything. So there's this shield piece here. What's going to happen is it's going to go right here on his back. You can see helps when it's in focus. You can see the beginnings of the robe there. It's going to go like that. Keep in mind I don't have any of this glued yet. And then we're going to take the correct blade-like arm, and it's going to have these little straps attached like so, and the whole thing is going to come together all neat and nice, hopefully, and it already isn't, so I'm going to have to play around with that. There we go, that looks better. So it all kind of holds itself in place, which is kind of cool. And that's going to require some playing around with for me. Okay, so that's where I am right now. There are still a ton, and I mean a ton of horns and spikes that need to be dealt with. That's the staff, though. And I'm still trying to figure out where all that's going to go. Slowly but surely. So the other thing with the staff, you actually, like I said, have two staves. They're going to attach both of them to this long, thin piece. Like so. Yeah, it doesn't work like that. And I might need to do a little bit more cleaning, but that's where we are right now. I'm going to put some pins in place on the bottom especially, and I might as well stick some there on the torso. I don't think the torso is going to be as much of an issue, but keeping the whole thing stable with just those two contact points is still a bit worrisome. So in case you're curious just how tall this is, here's my marine friend. Yeah. Anyway, back to work. All right, so we got our Suzerain all finished here, well, for the most part. Couple of things I want to go over. So I didn't bother actually gluing the hand on yet. It rests pretty nicely there. It's just going to be kind of a pain to get in there and get it all painted because it is quite intricate, and you also have to deal with all of these crazy blade claw thingies. At first I thought these were supposed to be wings, but these tatters seem like they're supposed to be cloth. So I had to do a little bit of heating up to get all the parts connected. There was that optional bit with the knives, and I kind of messed it up trying to get everything pinned. I did end up pinning it. It's not actually glued to the base yet. I could wiggle it off because it's probably going to be a lot easier to get to. I couldn't figure out for the longest time what these spiky bits were for. I thought they were the actual horns on the head. Turns out it was the tail. So these horns were probably the most problematic parts, and I finally gave up and had to go look online to figure out just how exactly they're all supposed to attach. And even then, I'm not 100% sure I did it, but it looks like it's okay. So I'm just going to pretend that, yeah, that's how it's supposed to go. They're going every which way. But other than that, I gotta say, for the most part, it wasn't too complicated. I absolutely would recommend pinning as much of this as you can because just the weight balance issues worry me. It does seem pretty evenly distributed, so I'm not gonna harp on it too much. For the longest time, I could not figure out either what the mouth parts were for. I didn't realize that these were supposed to be teeth, and they were fun trying to get attached on the inside there. Because as you saw earlier, the body was just one piece. So how big is this model? Well, unfortunately, I have all my other creature caster models all tucked away, put away And I can't really grab that many. I do have the Queen of Ruin here. We'll grab our usual Marine just to give you a good size indication there. And as you can see, this is a pretty tall model. And grabbing our Queen of Ruin, whose sword is in the garage. Oh, no, it's right here. I thought I had her in my box of stuff waiting to get primed, but I guess her sword was not. Maybe I put it with it. I have no idea. I'm rambling to myself. Anyway, you don't need it right now. And I keep trying to mess with it anyway. Shows that I know. Come on, lady. There you go. Good enough. Okay, so you can see she is pretty similar in size to the twins here, and she's not a small model by any means, but the verticalness, I guess, of this guy and these limbs are quite thin, but overall, I gotta say, I'm pretty impressed with, number one, the price, number two, the size, and number three, as complex as it looked, it did go together pretty smoothly. So I'm happy about that as well. What I'm going to use it for, I have absolutely no idea. I do love the fact that what's included with the model and the style of the model, you could kind of shoehorn it into quite a few different, GW Chaos factions. There's bits of Slaanesh, bits of Tzeentch here. I mean, honestly, you could just paint it up as a generic Demon Prince. And to me, that's what's kind of cool about these models. I like when they don't fit into, like, nice little cookie-cutter pre-made designs, I guess, for lack of a better word. Of course, I like when they fit into certain types of designs, but that's a whole nother story. So, very cool concept, very neat, and hopefully we will see lots more interesting models like this from Creature Caster in the near future. So, kudos to you guys for coming up with another interesting model, and it's going to be such a royal pain in the butt to try to get this thing traveled anywhere without snapping off all those horns. Other than that, I got to say, I don't think it's going to be too fragile. Not like our Queen of Ecstasy. I think she's going to be okay to travel with. Other than this, I think I'm going to have to put some magnets or something. I don't know. You guys have any suggestions? By all means, I am all ears, because bringing her anywhere is going to be a challenge in and of itself. Anyways, with that said, this is High Lord Tamberlane with Obscurities and Miniatures saying thanks for watching, and we'll see you all back here soon, hopefully. Bye-bye.